Now, let's have a look at some of the memes on the Further Emergence Instagram feed. This one says, "Unfollow the chaos, darling. Unsubscribe from the circus. Take back your thoughts. Take back your joy. Make peace your home again." And that's by S.C Lourie. It's a nice idea, isn't it? We kind of forget that we can do that we can unsubscribe from the chaos. We kind of think the chaos is happening to us. And sometimes it is. Sometimes you're in a situation and you can't get out of it. There's nothing you can do. You just have to be in it. But most of the chaos goes on inside. And we can certainly unsubscribe from that. Not in a cruel way, not in a harsh way, not in a suppressive way, but just we can see it for what it is and kind of go, there is a choice here. Because, being overwhelmed, having lots of thoughts, it's so full of momentum and we can get so caught up in it that it's easy to kind of feel like there isn't anything we can do about it. And there isn't initially, it's not like you can force it to stop, but you can begin to get a bit softer with it. It can become softer and you can kind of go, okay, it's there, now it's a little bit further away, it's a little bit further away. Now I'm sort of looking at it. A minute ago I was in it, it covered me, it was all over me. Now I'm back a little bit, it's all got a little bit softer. It's still happening, I'm still being asked questions, I'm still having, rubber ducks thrown at me or whatever it is. It's all going on, but it's just a little bit softer and it's a little bit further away. It is possible, but it's only possible if you begin to explore the possibility of it being possible. When you're right in it, when you don't have any distance from it, then you're just reacting. But as soon as you begin to pull back from it, you can, as I say, it gets a bit softer. It's still all going on, you're still responding, but you're relating to it in a softer way. And in time, it can get quite far away, meaning you can see it for what it is, and you can see your reactions coming, and you can kind of go, is that reaction really a good representation of me? Maybe not. Maybe I can pull back from that one. Maybe I can not let that one out the trapdoor of my mouth. Maybe I can just keep that one for myself, because I don't think it's going to help, and it's just going to be unkind. So maybe I won't do that reaction, and so on. That's a version of taking back your thoughts, taking back your joy. Joy kind of comes when you start to do that, because then you're not taking it so seriously, you're not so caught up in it. You're like, you can see it for what it is, which is just, a lot of things coming at you very fast. And then, of course, if you can physically step away, even for a minute or two, makes a big difference, because you're breaking up the momentum. You're breaking up the momentum of just one thing after another, after another, after another. You step back a little bit, and if you can step outside for 5 minutes, that's one of the things that people have lost from smoking, is one of the very nice things about smoking. Not that I'm advocating smoking, but it was a pause. It was that moment. I mean, it was doubled because you would step outside, you'd have a cigarette, and then the nicotine, of course, would slow everything down, and all would be well in the world, and But cigarettes aside, stepping outside to just look at the night sky, or the day, or breathe in the air, feel the rain, whatever's going on, it does put that pause in, which when you return into the chaos, it just makes it a little bit more easier to deal with. And making peace your home again. When was the last time peace was your home? Probably when you were a baby, maybe. But even then, the inner life of babies can be quite fraught. They haven't been alive that long, and everything is kind of life and death for babies. So if mummy doesn't respond when I cry, or daddy doesn't respond when I cry, it can be like, oh my God, I'm going to die. So there is a certain amount of peace. There's a certain amount of beingness as babies. They're very in the moment, much more so than we are as adults. But are they peaceful? Not so sure. So whenever you can think back to when peace was your home, maybe it never was your home. Maybe you have to, it's not again. Maybe it's something new for you. Maybe you're um, discovering how to make peace your home. And how you do that is by this pulling back and kind of going, I have a choice here. I can unsubscribe. I mean, they're kind of alluding towards um, social media and following and all that kind of thing. And that's fine. But, unless it's really a problem for you, like unless you are doom scrolling for a long periods of time, 4 or 5 hours every night, but if you're just like having a little look at what's going on Instagram, what's going on TikTok, and that's fine. Once it's not disturbing you, if it's disturbing you, and this comes from you've got to check in. What are you feeling like when you come off whatever it is, and each platform you'll find gives you a different thing. So you can look on TikTok for a little while, and then when you are finished, put your phone down, just check in. How do I feel? Am I feeling uplifted, wonderful, fantastic? I mean, there's lots of people saying, "Oh, you're going to feel terrible. You're going to have dopamine, serotonin, toxicity, blah blah blah," and you're like, "Gee, I better stop." But you mightn't. You might kind of go, "Well, I actually feel quite uplifted." That's perfectly fine. Or you might go, "You know what? I feel a bit flat. After I've looked at all that stuff. It was great, but I just feel a bit flat." Or you could feel joyous. You could have just seen 14 funny things in a row and just go, "You know what? Things are not that serious. People fall off step ladders. People trip over their cat. It's really funny." Or people dress up in funny costumes and frighten their partners, in a funny kind of way. So it's not so much to kind of go, "Oh, all social media is bad," but it's this thing of checking in. But if you find it is causing you to not be peaceful, then you can kind of go, "Oh, that platform's not so great." Or maybe the people I'm following on that platform are not so great. Maybe I should unfollow those people. Yes, I know they're telling me about the terrible things that are happening in the world, and I'll be uninformed if they don't tell me. Maybe that's for your own peace of mind in the day. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. Then maybe you can inform yourself in a controlled way. So the sentiments in this meme are lovely. This idea of empowerment, taking control, and deciding how you want yourself to be on the inside. That's a beautiful thing.